was digging the hole for the generator over here, we uncovered something in our soil that we're pretty excited about. Hi everybody, I'm Emily and this is my husband Dan, and we live off-grid with our 2-year-old in the high desert in Arizona, surrounded by pinyon pines and junipers. Subscribe and follow along for the adventure. That's a big hole.
Generator is also level for the first time.
That looks incredible.
It's gonna kill the sound too. It's gonna maintain a cooler temperature in the summer, a warmer temperature in the winter. And
Let's fill it in.
yeah,
It's like a plant.
it just sprouts.
If you put anything in the ground, Dan, it'll grow.
Makes a generator tree. I don't know what it is, but it looks like limestone. Emily decided to mix it up in a bucket with some water, and it just solidified.
When you mix it with water and then it dries, it forms cement.
Just gotta break it apart. You can see it's pretty easy to crumble. You can crumble it with your hands.
I added water and I mixed it together, and then I started to make a little patio with it, just as like a little test to see how it does when it dries. It cracks a lot, but I did like a really small layer of it, a really thin layer of it. And we'll add some fine rock to it, and maybe that'll make it stronger.
It'll make it a little stronger, give it some structure to kind of bind it together. In reality, if you make concrete, it's a little bit more durable. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make this into concrete because, I mean, it is just solid.
It's so solid.
You know, it's
so
hard
if
to
we
break.
frame it out and then we do it, we can make like a little area in here like framed and kind of add that in the middle, and I think it will look really nice, like a little patio going off. That's gonna look really cool, Dan.
Yeah, especially if we let it dry in the sun. This isn't even fully dried. We could even fire this into bricks, honestly. We just have to heat up the bricks. And I think the sun will do that because the sun is hot out here. If we make small bricks, we can probably even like build a little cook stove. There's so many things. The possibilities are endless.
I'm really trying to make a point to earth every evening when the sun is starting to go down and we get a lot of really nice shade. It's been so hot here, so getting this time outside when the weather feels really nice is just everything. Putting my bare feet on the ground. A lot of land is for sale, so may as well just explore it. Bodhi's leading the way. You know you live in an area where there's a lot of people off-grid when you can start hearing the generators go on. So cool. It's cool to live in an area where there's just like a lot of people kind of doing the same thing. What did you think about your little adventure?
Q1.
Was it fun?
Ooh, step 3, stop.
Turn around.
Turn around.
Now touch your head.
Yay! Whee!
Ah! Hooray!
What?
Hey.
Alright, now we gotta get back to the roof because we gotta make sure this thing is waterproof. So we've gotta do some nailing, as you can hear Dan up there, and we gotta fill in some of those gaps, and we gotta do some painting. We've got a lot to do.
We got the roof coated with a very, very, very light coat of primer. We're on a budget, and we only had $30 to spend, and so we just need a way to protect the wood. It's not a whole heck of a lot, and it doesn't cover every inch. We're gonna put a layer of elastomeric paint on the roof. So we're gonna do a couple layers of it because we actually have more elastomeric paint than we did primer. So I'm gonna hope that this little bit of primer at least gives it some form of a foundation, and then the elastomeric paint, I'm hoping will, oh, when we coat it twice, I'm hoping it'll hold. We will do sheet metal eventually. Oh, galvanized is the best. But for right now, we've just got to keep our wood protected so that the rain doesn't warp and damage our plywood. So it's looking pretty sweet, man. I think with the plywood, since it's so riveted and stuff, this elastomeric paint actually holds. So looking good.
It is our priority to make sure this roof is sealed and waterproof before the rain comes. And we kind of had to make do with what we had. We have this Flex Seal. We also have this silicone sealant stuff, and we had some JB Weld. We're just like getting a little janky out here, but our main goal is to make sure it's waterproof for now. Later, we'll make it look a little bit more aesthetic. I'm gonna show you what Dan did. I've been watching Bodhi, so Dan's been doing all the heavy lifting and the manual labor out here. So as you can see, we got some JB Weld. We sprayed some of that sealant in the cracks. We got some JB Weld on this top corner. They didn't give us any stripping for this, guys, so we had to get creative. And so it looks pretty good, but I think Dan is going to go around and use what last sealant we have, and we're going to kind of get in this crack. We definitely don't want this wood to get any more damaged or warped than it already is.
In the sun for a few days now. Then after that it should be done, and then I'm gonna remove the plastic and we should have like a nice brick there.
Look at this thing. It's not completely dry, but I got impatient and excited, so I just wanted to take it out of the mold. Look at this. That's so awesome. It needs to dry more, so I'm just gonna leave it in the sun like this. So I think this brick has been out in the sun for long enough, and I wanted to show you guys what it's looking like. So I think if it dried all the way, it probably wouldn't have snapped like that, because if you see in the inside, it's still wet, so it probably just needed a little extra time.
Yeah, it's still wet. Look at that whole inside is still wet. You still see water right here.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a little bit impatient, so it's like I'm pressing on this as hard as I can. And it's not breaking, it's so rock solid. It's exciting. Yeah.
Oh, I just smashed my finger,
Oh
dude.
no. Oh no, okay.
Oh wow. I'm too excited about the brick to let the pain get in my way. That's cool.
Yeah. It's raining good now. That was heavenly. I can't tell you how grateful I am for this weather right now. It's in the 70s and it's raining, and it just feels absolutely heavenly. It's been about high 80s, low 90s lately. I'm coming back to this place inside myself where I'm really wanting to push my comfort zone. I feel like I used to do that all the time. I used to push my comfort zone because I knew it was so beneficial for myself, for like my soul, and for my growth. And I just always want to be that person that has like this growth mindset, like thinking outside the grain and like what's going to be ultimately beneficial, because this life is so short. And so I don't want to spend my life just chasing luxury and comfort. I want to spend this life seeking deep inner growth. That's really the main thing that we can do for the planet, is make the change in ourselves, and that will reflect externally to the whole. I'm just feeling inspired, and thank you guys all for watching this week's episode. It means everything to us, and I will see you guys next week's episode. Peace.